Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 228. Milking your more stays from your timeshare without buying more. Important. Don't limit yourself just to your points. Most people, that's just a baseline from my perspective. Get more than what you paid for. Constantly look to get better. My favorite ways to get more, I'll go through in greater detail about that. And again, each timeshare is different, but timeshare presentations are opportunities to learn more how to use your timeshare, potentially earn points for the presentation, but they're not to be dreaded. Many people dread them, and I look at them as opportunities to learn more about how to use my timeshare, even after all that I've already learned. Before I go into all that detail, I'll take about 28 seconds to tell you a little bit about my channel, and then I'll be right back to go into details how you can do this. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and WorldMark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter, Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. Well, I'm back. Don't limit yourself to just your points. Each vacation beyond what you own is the greatest way to add value to your timeshare. And don't just buy more points. That may be the right thing to do, but do more beyond what you have with your points. I've been actually the last month I have actually pretty much not used any points to book anything. I've used cash and all kinds of tricks, and I'll go into those in great detail. I hear from people that they can only get a week because that's all they bought. And again, I challenge everyone who listens to this video to dig in deeper in what is possible with your timeshare. There are many ways to get more than just what you bought. And again, I don't have a rule for everything because each timeshare company is different, and that's the whole point, is that you need to take the time to learn what's possible within the timeshare program that you're part of. And there are many ways to extend what you bought, and I'll go into that here shortly. The next thing is get more than what you paid for. Don't limit yourself to just what you bought. The baseline is what you bought. Don't stop using your points you bought. The real value is when you can go beyond them. Most people don't go beyond the basics. Take the time to learn the rules. I mentioned that before, and that includes here's the tip: exchanges. Consider off-peak, what the difference is. Look at how far you can go if you stay with off-peak. Look at other ways to pay. Here's examples. I use the credit cards tied to the companies. So for example, in WorldMark, just by paying my maintenance fees every year, I earn 2 to 3 days of vacation that I can use in Hawaii or whatever just by paying my maintenance fees with a credit card. If I add purchases of gas and stuff like that on top of that, I usually get that. I go to probably an owner update with WorldMark maybe once a quarter. Same with Marriott. And that's partially because I live in timeshares full time, so I get more presentations. And I do trial packages. Those are amazing. I'm actually going to be spending a week and a half in Las Vegas. I'm going to 3 different trial packages, and I'll go into greater detail. But I have one with Hilton and one with WorldMark. It's going to get me to over a week because each of the packages is 4 nights stay. And again, you can use that. Those are additional. Those are cost you a little bit of money, but they're way below the price of maintenance. That's the point you should look at. Look at what you pay for your maintenance fees for that week of vacation and see what other ways there are to do that. Now, I highly recommend you do this before you consider buying more points. See if you've learned everything you can. Only buy more points because that's a huge investment when all the other situations have been exhausted. And now I'll go into my detail of my favorites. Okay, this is my favorites. I always take points for sales presentations. For example, I do roughly 4 updates a year for WorldMark, and each time I do it, I get between 1 and 2 free nights in a 1 bedroom. The points equivalent of that. And that's worth, if you think about it, if you do it 4 times and say it's 1.5, that's 6.5, what is it, 6 nights. So it's almost a week. That plus your maintenance fees, and you have a week extra in vacation. And you know what? You're going to learn a lot from the sales presentations of what's possible. At least I do, because I ask a lot of questions on how people do stuff, and I push the salespeople to actually give me value. Because if they don't give me any value, why would I even consider upgrading? I have the timeshare credit card, and I use it for more vacations. Each credit card, when I just pay my maintenance fees, I think I've added up that I get across the board, I get approximately another week and a half of vacation across all the timeshares. So I own about, I don't know, I'm going to say I own 15 weeks or 20 weeks of vacations, and I get roughly 5% more. So I get probably 2 weeks just by using my credit card to pay for the maintenance fees every year. And I have the high-end credit card, so I get maximized the number of points. And I don't always use them in the timeshares. I might use them in the hotels that have kitchens. So it's another creative way that I use my hotel points to get timeshare-like vacations. I always book at least one marketing trip per year. And those are cash purchases, typically 4 days, 3 nights, or 5 days, 4 nights a year. And again, you end up with another presentation, but you typically end up with 2 nights additional, or you end up with a great vacation. I've got one where I'm going to be seeing a concert. I get 2 free dinners, and I meet other owners at those dinners and talk about what possible ways to extend that. So it's part of me being part of the community as well. And these are all less expensive than the maintenance fees. So when you look at the 3 nights stay, comparing it to 3 nights of using your maintenance fees to book using points, it's actually quite a bit cheaper. I lever the exchanges, RCI, more RCI than Interval International. It's just worked better for me. I get, sometimes even with the short-term stays, within 45 days, I'll get a vacation just for paying for the exchange fee, which is usually less than $400. It also, I've found that I've used the exchange to, when I add up, even though I pay $299 for the exchange fee, I'll use, when I looked at the number of points, I actually have compared it, and it's less points plus the $299 is less than if I used points to book the vacation. And it seems particularly true when I use Hilton through RCI. I've been able to book the Vino Bello in Napa for less money than if I just used the equivalent of my points to book it direct. So again, look at the alternatives and compare what it costs, and it can be cheaper than using points. And in regard, then you end up taking, in the case where I used RCI, I'm able to get like 2 to 3 weeks worth of vacation with the points I have that would normally be just points for 1 week. So I find that to be amazing. The other thing is I look at traveling off peak, and particularly I got my Hawaiian shirt here. I go to Hawaii, and I'll go in September and October. I'm just about to go for a little over a week, and I'll be doing off-peak stays, and it saves me roughly 40 to 50% on points. So that allows me to go 40 to 50% more than just 1 week. So that's how I can expand that. And I look for specials. They're on each one of the websites. They have, off when they have low vacancies. Take advantage of that. There's always places I want to go, and I might as well go when they're off-peak specials. So that's what I do. Those are my favorites. I also do all the VIP is the Hilton one. I'll do an encore package. I have an encore package right now with Marriott that I'm going to use to go to Lake Tahoe to take my whole family for, I think it's 6 days, 5 nights, and it costs me way less than the maintenance fees to stay at the same location. I mean, I have to take a presentation, but I also get 100,000 Bonvoy points, which is good almost for a week in a hotel with a kitchen. So there's an example right there of just using the trial packages, and they're available to owners, and not just if you're not an owner. So I leverage that. The Hilton one gives you a week, and so I use those extensively. And again, this is how you get more and more value out of your timeshare. The last thing is I view timeshare presentations as an opportunity to learn and not to be dreaded. I've been in the timeshare uh, for quite a long time, so I'm constantly looking to learn. And because I have multiple programs, it's really important that I do that. And I like to share my updates with you as well. You can learn a lot about how to use your timeshares with a good salesperson, especially if they're owners. I always ask if they're owners when I meet with them. And don't leave the sales presentation until you've learned one more new feature. I actually learned a lot about how, for Hilton, I learned about destination exchange and what was possible for some short-term stays. Not in a short stays in close that you can actually see discounts. So I was able to leverage that and challenge the salesperson to show you how to get more value. They want to sell you more. Why not you take the other view, which is help me how to use it better? And many salespeople actually appreciate doing that. Take the points they offer. You can use the points to stay another vacation, gain more memories. Again, you can get a $200 card even, or you can get a day or day and a half in a timeshare, which in Hawaii is worth roughly $600 for a day and a half. So I'll take the $600 over the $200 cash card that's good for a meal. I'd rather, cook at the timeshare and have a wonderful stay in Hawaii, which goes with the shirt here. Again, it's better than taking the cash. So again, I look at the sales presentation as an opportunity to learn a lot more. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.